It's your girl, Miss Ruby V, on the Ruby V Exclusive, and this is the Boom Bap Hour Uncut. We have a very, very special guest here today, the legendary, the extraordinary Positive K.
Welcome. What's going on there? What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I can't complain even though I could, but it's all right. You know, it's really all right.
All right. Well, hopefully whatever it is, it's going to be a better day starting right now, okay?
That's right. I totally agree.
Yes, well, it is such an honor to interview you, and, we're going to talk about, all the new exciting things, going on with you right now, but, of course, because of your legendary history, we just like to have the listeners kind of take a trip down memory lane with you and just kind of, ask you some things about that. Is that all right with you?
Let's go down memory lane, baby.
Great, okay. So, you grew up in Bronx, New York, is that right? So, tell us what that was like growing up there.
I don't know. It's really Bronx is the home of hip hop. What can I tell you? That's the ground zero for I think the music that represents our culture right now, which is hip hop. And I was born up on Bathgate Avenue by Tremont. And it's so crazy because recently I just seen a picture of my mother. She was pregnant with me, and I've never seen the picture before. I just seen it like a day before my birthday. And my cousin showed it to me. She was by the Cross Bronx Expressway on Bathgate. There was a little park down there, and she was out catching the summer breeze. So the Bronx is just a pivotal part of my life. Like I said, I was born and I was partially raised there, across from the legendary park, Echo Park. So I used to stay by the time with my grandmother. And I used to see the guys jam in the park and hear all that great music and all the sounds and the fashion, everything that was going on. So that was my early exposure to hip hop.
Wow. So with everything, the way the hip hop started, so you were there right in the middle of everything.
Well, I was young. I was a youngster. You know what I'm saying? I was a youngster, but they're definitely the fathers of this whole thing. I definitely seen them, and I seen the faces, and I heard the music. The Grandmaster Caz's, the Moe Dees, the Melly Mel's, all those guys. I idolized those dudes, and I've seen them walk by many times, and I've heard the voices come out the park many times. So definitely, I was there, and so to speak, I was definitely there. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, just kind of talking about, like your early career, in the late 80s and early 90s, you made show-stopping appearances on songs by MC Lyte and Grand Nubian, and many, first heard of you from the song I'm Not Having It with MC Lyte, and you were on the I Go to Work tour, right, with Kool Moe Dee, D.O.C, Big Daddy Kane, and MC Lyte. So what was that experience like? I mean, like, even with, hearing what happened with D.O.C at that time, like, that had to have been kind of crazy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I believe that it happened when we were on tour. Matter of fact, so it was kind of it was a shocking moment, but it was a great experience to be on that tour because I was out with the greats. I was out with Kane, Lyte, myself. That was my first time I was opening up. I would come out and I would perform, and then I'd come back out again with Lyte, and we would do I'm Not Having It. So it was I was getting a lot of exposure and a lot of love from a lot of people. So that was just a great tour. Having that kind of cohesion with them at that point in time was great because I was a new guy coming in, and they were kind of like giving me the kind of, you got it, you the next one. So I got a lot of love from Kool Moe Dee and Big Daddy Kane and Ice-T. That was kind of like a little click thing right there for a minute. So it was a great tour. It was a great experience. I learned a lot of my show mannerisms from that tour right there. It really it made me step my game up.
Definitely. Okay. And that was when you were with, like, First Priority, right?
Yeah, it was First Priority, but at that point in time, it was the relationship was kind of falling apart. And doing that, me, Big Daddy Kane, and myself, we got real tight. We were like brothers. And he was the one that kind of gave me the incentive to kind of move on and go do what I got to do for my own career. And then he would support me 100%. So I made way to start doing my own thing after the I Go to Work tour.
Right. Okay. So, Big Daddy Kane, I mean, you guys, like, still remain close, right? Like, he produced some really big records for you, right?
No, that's my dude, man. That's my I mean, that's my brother. That's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? That's my confidant. I got some problems. I get on the phone and call him and say, hey man, what you think?
Okay.
So yeah, we're tight. I'm tight with the whole family. Everybody. The brother, the mom that passed away. Everybody. His dad. We just all tight.
Right. That's really dope. It's really dope. So, in late 1992, you dropped your debut album, right? The Skills to Pay the Bills, right?
Correct.
Okay, and that was catapulted by that #1 single, I Got a Man, of course, one of my all-time favorites, and let me tell you, it just reminds me of high school. I remember I was totally singing that all around 9th grade, okay, thinking I was doing something like, you can't get a girl like me with a line like this, okay?
That's right. Yeah, that was like the backdrop of the 90s, that was the time frame when you had to go and actually walk up on somebody and talk to them and get their number with a pen and the paper,
Right.
Yeah, at most you could beat somebody, but other than that, there was no phones, there was no cell phones. We just, it was fake conversation and getting to know somebody.
Exactly. A lost art these days, I must say, right?
Lost art. They got DMs now. They got the DMs.
Exactly. Okay. So I gotta clear up a huge debate and huge rumor, right? You actually was talking about this on the show one time. So who was the female voice in I Got a Man for all that is listening? What happened with that? What's going on?
I wasn't going to tell anybody, you know what I'm saying? But I was going to save it for my book. But I was the person who did the vocals. The song was supposed to be a follow-up for I'm Not Having It with me and MC Lyte. And what I did was I kind of pitched my voice up a little bit so that she can tell the lyrics apart from my part to her part. So when I had left the label and Kane heard it, Kane was like, that's a genius idea. So we went into the studio and we electronically fixed it up even more. And I was like, man, that's not going to work. That's not going to fly. I got to find somebody to do it. He's like, nah, nobody will know. And I was like, man, nah, I'm not doing it. And I believe it was Freddie Fox that walked into the studio and he was like, who's the girl? And Kane was like, see, I told you. I was like, man, nah, I'm not doing it. So Kane wanted to leave it where it was at, but it still sounded too much I could hear myself in there. So I really went and I took it after that and worked on it. So I just got tired of working on it, tired of hearing the song. So it got to a point one day I played it and I didn't even know if it was me on there or not. So okay. I think it's done. I think I do what I have to do now, So then I put it out.
Wow. Well, obviously it worked because no one ever knew that was you, and I just feel honored that you was able to say that on my interview. So thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, not many people got that, so you got that.
Okay, I feel honored.
Right.
So you eventually moved behind the scenes, in the business of hip-hop and later dabbled in some acting and also some stand-up. So I read this. Is it true that you had a part in a Bronx Tale as a protester? That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. I mean, if you look good, you'll see me.
I'm going to have to look at that, like for real. You know that.
Take a look at that. You'll see me in there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was just a dope film. So I'm definitely gonna have to look for you on that one for real.
Yeah, it's one of the greats. It's definitely one of the greats.
Yeah, and also that movie taught me how to be one of the great ones. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know what you're talking about.
You said you don't know what I'm talking about?
I said I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, right? The car door scene, right?
That's right, baby. That's right. They opening the door. You're not the one.
That's right. You only get 3 great ones.
That's right. Only 3 great ones. I'm on my 6th or 7th, but who's counting?
Okay. So another mentor to you in life and business was and I hope I'm saying his name right, was Lamumba Carson. So that was
Lamumba Carson, yes.
Okay.
Professor X from the X Clan. That was my first manager, and I was his first artist. And he was the one that got my deal and took me over to First Priority Music with Nat Robinson, MC Lyte, and the audio too.
Okay. Well, that's so great, and I know that he made a big difference in your life. So definitely just wanted to make sure that the listeners knew, who that was, and that he definitely should not be forgotten.
Yeah, that was he was the son of Sonny Carson. If you remember the movie, The Education of Sonny Carson, that was a very cultural movie, and Sonny Carson was a black activist, and Lamumba Carson followed in the footsteps. He did a lot for the hip hop community as far as fighting these promoters who were giving us the right money, the labels that weren't giving the artists a lot of respect. He kind of made everybody kind of band together that time when Boogie Down Production had Criminal Minded.
Always wanted to be the next podcast star? So what's the holdup? If you're looking for the easiest way to make your podcast, then listen up. Anchor gives you everything you need to make your podcast in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. And that's not all. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. And you can easily make more money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Ready for your voice to be heard across the globe? So what are you waiting for? Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started today.